In the previous classes, we have discussed about 3 kingdoms of 5 kingdom classification of R.H. Whittaker. Now, 2 kingdoms are still left behind, that is Plantae and Animalia. For these 2 kingdoms, 2 separate chapters are there in which we will do in detail. 3rd chapter and 4th chapter of this unit. Now, we will discuss in very short, that is Plantae includes the plants or the organisms which are eukaryotic in nature. All are eukaryotic, as well as they have chlorophyll, a specialized type of chlorophyll, chlorophyll A, B and others, carotenoids, etc. They will help the plant in capturing the sunlight, and hence they are photosynthetic in nature. They will produce the food, and that's why they are known as autotrophs. But some are heterotrophs also, like insect plant, insect and bladderwrts, Venus trapfly. So some of these plants depends on the insects or some other things for their nutritional requirements. So some are heterotrophs also, but maximum are autotrophs in nature. Now they have unlimited growth, not like human, that limited growth. Then the cell wall, they have a specialized type of cell wall which is not present in Animalia group, and that is made up of cellulose. They show alternation of generation. That means 2 generation will be there, gametophytic as well as the sporophytic, that will alternate with each other, and that's why they exhibit alternation of generation. All these things, the Plantae having 2 main classes, that is different classes are there, that is algae, bryophyta, pteridophyta, then angiospermae and gymnospermae. That all will do in detail in next chapter. Now Animalia, the 5th kingdom of R.H. Whittaker is Animalia, which includes the organisms which are eukaryotic, but they are heterotrophs in nature. They depend upon the plants for their food either directly or indirectly. They have no cell wall like plants. They are devoid of cell wall which is present in plants. They are holozoic in nature, means they are taking the food inside the mouth, and the digestion will take place there through different stages, that is digestion, absorption, assimilation, egestion, etc. So they are taking complete food, putting in the mouth. That's why it is known as holozoic mode of nutrition. Now the food reserve is kept or accumulated in the body in the form of the special type of structure. The substance is known as glycogen. They are having a specialized organ system for various activities in the life and the body. They have different system like digestive system, nervous system, coordination system, then blood circulatory system, respiratory system. So these are not present in the plant, but there is different types of organ system present in the Animalia group. They also show alternation of generation between the gametophytic stage as well as sporophytic stage. Now this Animalia will discuss in detail in chapter 4 later on. Now R.H. Whittaker have not included viroids, lichens, viruses, etc. in 5 kingdom classification. That will just go through this now here. Viroids are smaller than virus, and these are first discovered by the scientist Theo Taylor in 1971 when he was studying the potato. There was a disease, and that disease is known as potato spindle fever disease. Then he saw that the creature, that microorganism which is responsible for this disease is not virus. It is smaller than virus. That's why he has given the name viroids. One thing more, that he found only the genetic material, that was single-stranded RNA, that was not coated by the protein coat. In the structure of virus, 2 things are there, that is the genetic material as well as protein coat. Here protein coat was also not there, only the genetic material was there, and whose molecular weight was lower than the virus molecular weight, virus genetic. That's why they had give the name viroids. Now Prions. Prions are this neurological disorder, some of the neurological disorders which was observed in modern medicine, and the scientists found that the abnormally folded proteins are there and no genetic material was there, either DNA or RNA. Only proteins are there which are abnormally folded, and they are only responsible for some disease, and that's why give the name prions. Some examples of this disease: mad cow disease, or CJD, or Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, which occurs in human, and that is caused by prions, which has only the protein coat, not the genetic material. Now lichens. Lichens are the fungal association of fungus and algae. The algal member is known as phycobiont and the fungal member is known as mycobiont. Both of them live in symbiotic association, both of them giving benefit to each other, and hence this is known as symbiotic association. Here algae is, we know that algae is autotrophs, so they will prepare food by the process of photosynthesis, provide food to fungi. At the same time, fungi will help in penetrating even the rocks and absorbing the minerals, and hence they will help in the absorption of food material. They will protect the algae from the grazing animals, direct sunlight. In this way, both of them are giving benefit to each other and living in symbiotic association. Now viruses. Viruses are the entities which are between the living and non-living thing. That means when they are present outside the host cell, host body, then they are behaving as non-living things. They are in the crystal forms. But when once they will enter inside the host cell, then they will utilize the machinery, the protein synthesis machinery of the host cell and multiply in number, and then they will behave as a living thing. Now, this viruses was first seen in tobacco mosaic form. That means Ivanovsky in 1892, when he was studying the tobacco leaf, then found they are responsible for the disease tobacco mosaic, and they were smaller than the bacteria, and they filtered through that filter, which was filter proof for the bacteria. From that also they were filtered. Then he concluded that these viruses are smaller than bacteria and responsible for some disease. Now in 1898, M.W. Uznek had found that the fluid coming from the infected tobacco mosaic leaf will also have the capacity to produce the disease in the healthy plants. That means they are infectious in nature and infecting the healthy leaves also. Now in 1935, M.W. Stanley was succeeded in making crystals of protein of virus, which was inert outside, but when enters into the host body, then it becomes behaving like a living thing by multiplying. Now these are obligate parasite. Viruses are obligate parasite, means they are specific in their host, so they only will germinate, they will propagate in presence of that particular host. In other hosts they can't propagate. That's why it is known as obligate parasite. Now structure of virus. The virus consists of two things: the nucleic acid, that is either DNA, double stranded or single stranded RNA, and which is inside the protein coat. So this is the structure of viruses. Bacteriophage is the virus which attack only bacteria, not others, plants or animals like that. And this bacteriophage has double stranded DNA as genetic material, which is surrounded by the protein coat in this way. Now the TMV has the protein, again they have also the protein coat and the genetic material. The protein coat is known as capsid, and which consists of the smaller subunits known as capsomeres. So either DNA or RNA will be the genetic material. Viruses have RNA as genetic material are known as retrovirus, for example AIDS virus. Now These viruses are responsible for various types of disease in human, animals as well as plants. For example, mumps virus, then smallpox, herpes, then measles, then influenza, AIDS, then different types of mosaic in plants, leaf rolling, curling of leaf, yellowing of leaf, then dwarfing, stunted growth. All of these are the disorders occur due to different types of viruses. Nowadays you are aware of this coronavirus. We are facing this coronavirus. This is also a type of virus which is responsible for this disease, and in this way it is deadly disease as well, this deadly organism as well as very deadly and lethal for the human as well as animal society.
Here we can see the classification of virus according to their symmetry. Some examples are here. This one is the bacteriophage. Bacteriophage are those viruses which attack only bacteria. This virus, as we know that they are consisting of only two things, that is protein coat as well as their genetic material, either DNA or RNA, and outside the body they are behaving as the non-living thing, and when they enters into the host cell, then only they will utilize the machinery for protein synthesis machinery of that host, and they will behave like the living one, and that's why it is known as in between living and non-living. Here in case of bacteriophage, the genetic material is DNA, and here is we can see that in TMV, that is tobacco mosaic virus, and HIV, the genetic material is RNA, and hence it is known as retrovirus. These are some examples of viruses. In this slide we can see different types of non-living parasitic molecules which are responsible for various types of disease in human as well as animals. See, these are the viruses which are consisting of two things, that is nucleic acid as well as protein coat. The nucleic acid may be either it is DNA or RNA which is surrounded by a protein coat. These are some examples, and that is bacteriophage viruses which infect the bacteria only. Then some of the viruses attacking the human, some are animals, some are plants also. Now viroids are the smaller entities and which have only the genetic material, that is RNA, and even here the protein coat which is present in virus, that is also absent, although their RNA have the low molecular weight than the viruses. This was first explained by T. O'Dinner when he was studying on the potato spindle disease. Now viroids are producing different types of disease in plants and affect different types of crops. Now the prions, this is another molecules which are the infectious particles, and they are made up of only proteins. Here DNA or RNA, no nucleic acid is there, but they are responsible for various types of disease that we have already discussed. Now in this slide we can see different types of this lichen, which is the symbiotic association of fungi as well as algae. As we know, algae is known as phycobiont, which is autotrophic in nature. That's why it will provide food to the other member, that is mycobiont fungi. Fungi is heterotrophs, and they are helping in absorbing the minerals from the rock or some substratum for the algae, and they also give protection to the algae. In this way both of them getting benefit from each other.